In this tutorial we're going to try and do our own design to show a level of complexity that's more sophisticated than just grabbing text and dropping it onto our work. So if we were doing a bomb clock design, we might want to click and drag and make an explosion shape. Try and put the starbursts by clicking and dragging, click and drag. It'd be clever to try and make some of the spikes be the positions of the time. I'm not worried about crossing those last two. I deliberately missed, because if I change this to delete any, change it to the seatbelt looking delete, it actually allows you to trim any mistakes you've made. My advantage would be to zoom in a little bit too, and you can see any errors that you need to tidy up. There seems to be a tiny little gap there. It might be nice to try and fix that, because the knife won't actually cut that. There's a mistake there, needs to be got rid of. And I might extend that a little bit. Doesn't matter if they're crossed. I can then trim, and now it's more of a closed shape. I think there's a tiny gap down there, so I'm going to take that one and just cross it over, and now trim, so it's a completely cut out closed shape. Nope, you get one undo, so make sure if you make a mistake or you delete too many lines, you go back quite quickly and pick it up. Save your work regularly. Now I want to add some text. I think. Choose a font that's suitable. I've already selected one that I'm happy with, so I'll say OK. It's not in the right place, so click on the text, drag it to the right location. I want it slightly tilted up so I can use this circular button there. It's now too large, so I'm going to shrink it down a little bit. Might want an exclamation mark added as well, I think. So I can go back, and where there's a prompt, I can then redefine any mistakes or changes I want to make. Say OK, and now it says I like it. The knife will cut this out and this. So to do the cutting out, I want to cut out the things in different levels, in different sheets, so that the writing's in one colour and the actual starburst is in a different colour. So to pick on the starburst, I'll have to try and select all the lines. I can try and make a box around the whole thing, but I'll pick up the word boom as well. So if I can unclick that by pushing the shift button on the keyboard, I've lost those lines unfortunately, so I'll have to just make sure I re-pick those up. So now only the starburst is selected, which is fine. I'd go to File, and not print, it's a plot on this program. Make sure it's connected direct to port, make sure that's highlighted, and then say OK. OK, and it will start cutting out once you've fed the sheet in. Make sure you put a sheet in the machine before you start.